To decide the season opener from Daytona in ARCA, and it's a great jump from Michael Self back to the front.
Let's see if Tom Hessert can clear Willie Mullins now. Here comes Natalie Decker. She's pulling up in the back bumper of Willie Mullins. Outside line has a little bit of energy now. There's Tolman in the 78. He's now trying to decide whether he's going inside or outside.
And we know Max Tolman is fast. He was fast early.
25 is going to line up behind Hessert here.
And Self is all by himself. He has no help going down the backstretch. Half a lap to go. Does Michael Self have a big enough cushion? Mullins and Hessert for second, with Decker trying to push Hessert to see if they can catch Michael Self as they head to turn number 4. Michael Self has a cushion. Headed down through the tri-oval. Michael Self is going to win at Daytona. Win number 2, and it's at the biggest stock car race in the ARCA series.
Look at the excitement down on pit road.
Kevin Reed, a winner again at Daytona. And Venturini Motorsports celebrates at the World Center of Racing.
3 cars in the top 5 of Venturini Motorsports, with Hessert in 4th and Natalie Decker in 5th. What a comeback by Sheldon Creed to finish 3rd.
Billy Venturini looks outside of Kimmel, but doesn't go just yet. Coming down to the line. 2 laps to go. Count them 2. Kimmel trying to win his first ever Daytona race. Has never done it. Highest finish is 3rd. Wants it to add to his impressive resume. Can he do it? Can he get by that stout machine of the Hendrick organization with Kyle Busch, who's running his first Daytona race? How about that, in the lead in your first race at Daytona at 18 years old? Absolutely incredible. Here comes Venturini. He looks to the outside. There's Bill Venturini, the former ARCA REMAX Series champion himself, trying to coach his son to his first ever victory. Remember Shane Meal, a couple seasons ago at Atlanta, finished second to Kerry Earnhardt. There they go, the snake. Busch trying to break the draft. The white flag is out. 1 lap to go, the final lap. All bets are off. Who's gonna do it? Still single file. 6 cars at the front of the field. Busch has got to be looking in his rearview mirror, watching every move that Frank Kimmel makes. Here comes Venturini on the outside. No. Gerhardt looking. Venturini snakes. He goes outside. Shane Meal goes with him. He's going to pull up into second spot side by side with the 5-time ARCA REMAX Series champion. But he's got no help. Nobody goes out there. Billy Venturini with no friends at all here at Daytona. And that allows Kyle Busch to come down to the start-finish line. Kyle Busch kicks him here at Daytona and wins the race. What trouble. Shane Meal and Hemphill get together. Gerhardt involved. You knew it was going to happen. Gerhardt, Blunt involved as well. Shane Meal there sliding on the infield. What a finish here at Daytona for the ARCA REMAX Series. Wow. Woo. Kyle Busch is your winner. Frank Kimmel is right there as well. But how about that? The 18-year-old, part of the Young and the Restless bunch, wins the big one here at Daytona for the ARCA boys and girls. We'll be back and we'll hear from him in a moment.
Laps of racing to go when they cross the stripe. Bobby Gerhardt, just 5 miles remain. 5 miles between him and his 7th win at Daytona.
You know, Richard Petty used to come down here and win the Daytona 500 like it wasn't, no big deal. He won 7 of them. Same way with Bobby Gerhardt. You just got a racetrack that works for you. No matter, they repaved it. I thought he lost his advantage. Doesn't look like he's lost anything.
And they work hard at it. They do a lot of testing. They go to Talladega and test. Bobby Gerhardt puts so much emphasis, as his brother Billy does, in this race. He said, we're here to win. We're going to gamble. I just as soon fall out of the races, finish second.
Oh, boy.
Up the racetrack they go once again. Bobby Gerhardt Chris Buescher. It looked like that time Chris Buescher giving a little extra shove as they go through 3 and 4. This time by, the white flag will go in the air. One more to go from Daytona.
And there goes the 77 to the outside. Let's see who goes with him, if anybody does.
He's going to try to force his way back to the inside. Doesn't make it.
Joey Licata had a run. He thought he would take advantage of it. Doesn't get by the 17.
Somebody had to make a move. That's going to happen again going down the back. I got to believe going into turn 3.
Now's the time to do it.
I believe that 17
Look for
is
some
going
space.
What will Chris Buescher do? Will he stay behind the 5 all the way down the backstretch? Last time he gave him a push. This time Bobby Gerhart pulls out to a 2-car length lead as they go into 3.
I don't believe he can do it from here. I mean, Gerhart's got a pretty comfortable little lead there. So just a short drive down here to the start-finish line now.
Here comes Buescher with some momentum.
Coming out of turn 4 into the tri-oval. Will he make the move? Bobby Gerhart, Chris Buescher. It's Gerhart winning for the 7th time at Daytona. 8 career wins for Bobby Gerhart. 7 of those coming right here at the most historic racetrack in stock car racing.
I tell you, that's quite an accomplishment.
That is
unbelievable.
7 times here and 24 starts.
And with style, I mean, sat there and gave them every opportunity to drive under him, and they couldn't do it.
His last win?
Laps to go. Grant Enfinger trying to go back-to-back at Daytona. He's 5 miles away from getting it done.
Has a couple of Venturini teammates. Suarez in the 15, Cody Coughlin in the 55 right behind him. You see Grant Enfinger. He looks in the mirror. He said, I want to go where Suarez wants to go. Don't need to let him get any kind of a run on me.
What a great opportunity for a young guy like Daniel Suarez. Never been to this kind of a venue, and now he's got to try and make a move, and there goes his teammate, Cody Coughlin to the outside, and I'm not sure this is what you need. Side by side, probably not going to work as we close on the white flag and 1 lap to go here at Daytona.
Allows Brett Hudson to move up beside Cody Coughlin. Great news. Here comes the 20, teammate to Grant Enfinger, Scott Sheldon on the outside. I'm not sure he's going to have time to get there. 1 to go.
Grant Enfinger has led the most laps today. He wants to lead another 3/4 of a lap. He'll have his 2nd checkered flag at Daytona. But Daniel Suarez won't go away.
They're side by side for 3rd. That's really going to help these 2 cars out front.
Suarez going to have a chance to make a move, but likely not going to have any drafting help. Although Cody Coughlin starting to make it happen in that outside lane. He's getting a push from another Venturini car and Frank Kimmel. They're into 3 for the final time.
I think they're going to run out of time. Grant Enfinger's in the driver's seat here as they exit turn 4.
Suarez looks to the outside. Enfinger slides up. They come to the tri-oval at Daytona. Grant Enfinger leads the most laps and goes back-to-back at Daytona.
An outstanding job by Grant Enfinger here. We talked about the very top of the show, 2 guys that have been to victory lane here. Bobby Gerhart, he got taken on that wreck. Grant Enfinger won last year, and he goes back to... Yeah, we're coming to green this time, and the restart is going to be so critical. If any one of these guys misses a gear or their car coughs and doesn't go, that could really create some chaos.
And right now, some of the cars on the apron, some of them up on the racetrack. They'll make their way up onto the racetrack. They need to be in single file line behind the pace car, and that's what the field is beginning to do now. They'll pack in behind that 4 of Brandon McReynolds. He has to go extra distance if he wants to get to victory lane in Daytona. Pace car has made its way off of the racetrack. Green flag back in the air. Can they make it 2 more laps? Brandon McReynolds coming up to speed. Chris Windham just behind him. Will Kimmel running 3rd in that 68.
We had 1 car run out of gas. Alex Bowman in the 22 car ran out of gas. There he is right there. He will definitely not make it around if he'll make the hard left-hand turn and get out of the way. Looks like that's what he's going to do.
He turns off the racetrack, gets out of the racing groove. Now the question is, who's going to make it to the finish? Those that are gambling on fuel.
A little bit over a lap, a little less than a lap and a half to go right now for our leaders.
Coming out of turn number 4. This time they'll see the white flag. meaning one more lap of racing at Daytona. White flag in the air. Brandon McReynolds 2.5 miles away from his first victory in the ARCA Racing Series.
Brandon McReynolds had a great run at Talladega last year, had a fuel pickup issue, was not in contention at the end of the race, even though he was running up front. He's got about 3/4 of a lap here to get it done.
Will someone gamble and peek outside of this line? Down the backstretch they go, sideways. Back about 6th place was Charleston, I believe.
I believe that was Brett Hudson in the
just
09.
behind him in the 09.
Got turned completely sideways and saved it.
Into turn 3 and 4 for potentially the final time. Brandon McReynolds in front of Chris Windham, trying to hold on. Coming out of turn number 4. Look at the run. Look at the run by Bobby Gerhardt. Gerhardt on the outside. 4 wide as they come into the tri-oval. Gerhardt coming through the tri-oval, and he'll win again. 8-time winner, Bobby Gerhardt.
Trouble as they pass across the start-finish line. And all sorts of cars out of fuel. Great variation in speed, and somebody got together.
They need to slow it down here. This race is over. There's cars flying through here with cars sideways. Did we just say you can't count Bobby Gerhardt out until the checkered flag flies? Bill Gerhardt celebrating, saying, how did this just happen? Well, I'll tell you.